Spyke with your host, Spyke Von Shadow. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, how you doing? Bitch, stand on my fridge. Told you. Hey, how's everybody doing today? I'm Spyke Von Shadow, and this is Skype with Spyke. Today, just like every Skype with Spyke, I have a very special guest and an even surprising topic. Today, we're going to be talking to another grand member of the Universes Collide TV Facebook group and YouTube channel. She's a makeup artist, taking heroes off the pages and putting them on her face. Taking that color, that vibrance, and creating a work of art with her face. So join me in and we're going to talk about a few different things today. We're going to talk about a little bit about horror movies, a little bit about metal. We're going to talk about all things spooky today. So, now, enough of me running my mouth. Let's get to our guests. Let's welcome Hannah Goodson. How you doing today, Hannah?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a wonderful day here on Skype with Spyke, you know? Hey, I get to talk to awesome people about awesome topics. I mean, what more could I ask for, you know? So, let's get started with, how did you get into Universes Collide TV Facebook group and YouTube channel?
One day or so, about like meeting someone to cosplay as Harley Quinn for a picture that I made, and he's like, "I think you would fit in well with this group I have on Facebook." And I started joining the group chats, and then they saw all my makeup looks and asked if I could do makeup tutorials, and that's how it started.
Oh, wow. How many videos have you done now?
I don't know, like maybe 6 or 7, if that many.
Okay, awesome. So, did you grow up as a kid, like, in art classes? Did you draw a lot? Like, what got you into doing this whole makeup thing in the first place?
I don't know, I've always liked to draw. Like, I do a lot of artsy stuff. Like, I draw and paint and sew and stuff like that. And whenever I first started getting into putting on, like, regular I started just doing characters and stuff.
Wow, that's fascinating. Because I love, like, the face painters, you know? Like, if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see it. Like, I've got, like, a few, like, French face painters, you know? And I've always loved, like, the art of face painting. You know, a lot of my favorite heroes and villains paint their face, you know? Like me, a few years ago, I went as the Joker for Halloween, right? And I did the Joker makeup. And then I went as Gene Simmons one year from Kiss. I went as the Crow. Or not as Crow, as Sting from WWE or WCW. But he has that very, like, Crow style makeup, you know? And what I liked about it was, like, the way it would, you know, come down, like tears almost, you know? Funny little thing about face paint, right? I did 3 years in the military, 10 months in Iraq. And funny little story, when I was in basic training, right, we were doing this mission, and we had to put, like, you know, camo paint on, right, to blend in with our surroundings. And so everybody did, like, different designs. Me, I did the Ultimate Warrior from WWF. My drill sergeant loved that. I was like, drill sergeant, look, I'm the Ultimate Warrior. He's like, you need to take your ultimate ass and get in line. So I was like, all right, no problem. But, like, Sting and like the Legion of Doom, and you know, there's all sorts of different characters out there that paint their face, and I've always thought that was really, really cool. Now, did you go to like school, like college or anything for this, or?
No, I'm in college right now, and I'm majoring in business.
Nice. So your newest video is actually almost finished with it right now. And I came up with this really cool opening for you. I think you're gonna like. It's like a blood kind of shoots at the screen, and then it kind of slowly drips down, right? And then it says "Brush on Awesome" with Hannah, and it's like this like almost like cryptic. It's called Dracula blood dripping font. And it's like that classic like Transylvania look, but with like the blood dripping at the end, and it's like in red and hot pink. So I hope you like it. I really do. I'm really excited about it. So put a lot of work into it. So like this newest video is about Vic Rattlehead from Megadeth, and you guys know, I love metal. I mean, my favorite bands, and they go as follow. Pantera. Pantera will still be forever my favorite metal band of all time. Still just, I could go on and on and whole video about it, but I'm not going to do that. Megadeth. Megadeth never sold out. They've stayed hardcore their whole career. Okay? Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. I need not say more. All That Remains. Like, I'm a huge All That Remains fan. And I would say Slayer. What are your favorite, 5 favorite metal bands, Hannah?
I don't have 5 favorite because I can't choose, but I definitely love Pantera also. Like, I can't even describe it. I love them also. And I like Korn and love Megadeth so much. I just love their sound. And I like Slayer also. I've always been like, it's not even really metal, but I've always been kind of obsessed with Rush. They were my first concert.
Oh, Rush, wow. Like, Neil Peart is just amazing. And Geddy Lee can just be strolling on the bass. And he's got like that high voice, and I'm just like, wow, man, like, they're just huge, and it's like their lyrics are so good and deep, and like they've got so much dimension to them as a band, and they're just 3 dudes, Some of the best bands in history were like trios, So I mean, Green Day. Well, I mean, I'm not saying they're one of the greatest bands ever, but Green Day, they were pretty good when they came out, and they were a 3-piece. Some of the, I mean, I could go on and on about that, but some of the greatest bands, were just 3 pieces. Just a bunch of guys just getting together and playing music.
Black Label, and I love Dio. He's an amazing singer. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Wherever you are, buddy. Wherever you are, Dio.
I don't know if you've heard of them, but Ripper Owens' band, Beyond Fear, I love. Like, they only have like 1 album, but I love it. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. No, I've never heard of them.
Look it up. It's beautiful.
Like, what kind of metal is it? What would you classify it as?
I don't even really know. It's just like, I don't know. It's heavy kind of, but it's got such a beautiful sound to it. I can't even.
Very, very melodic. Awesome. I've been playing music for like 15 years now. I play guitar. I sing. Yeah, and y'all are gonna see it soon enough. When my Theme Mania hits, y'all are gonna be freaking out. I got this show I'm working on. It's called Theme Mania, where I take like popular theme songs and I throw like lyrics on them, and I redo them. Like, the song "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence. I'm working on one. It's called "Wish Me Back to Life," and it's about wishing everybody back with the Dragon Balls. Yeah, I came up with it one day, and I was just like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to take, because so much in music, it's like, we love the melodies, but the lyrics just, they get tiresome after a while. So, kind of trying to refreshen it, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's talk about horror movies. Like, what are some of your favorite horror movies?
I'm kind of obsessed with all of the Evil Dead, like.
Oh my gosh, have you watched the Evil Dead show? That's so good.
I've seen yet, and I'm really excited because I thought like we missed the recordings, and I just found out like last week we have them.
Oh, they've already announced a season 2. Oh, especially I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but the ending is really good. Like, it blew me away. You know, and like I was always a big fan of the Evil Dead movies. You know, and they were really really good. So when I heard that this show was coming out, I'm like, wow, it's about damn time. Like, this is and I love the blend of like the horror and the humor. I think it's a good balance. I like epic shows where there's like humor and epicness going on, and it's just like horror movies, you know? They should be funny and scary at the same time, and like so funny, scary that it's like you just gotta laugh at it, you know? Are there any horror like shows that you watch or anything?
Not really. Like, Bates Motel, but that's not even scary. It's just, I don't know, it's got Norman Bates in it.
Yeah. But like Evil Dead Season 1 was so good, and you're gonna really like it. And Season 2 is gonna come out, and like the visual effects are really, really good. So I'm excited for that. Like, I watch a lot of Supernatural. Like, I love Supernatural. I've been watching that 11 seasons now. And there's a lot of like vampires and zombies and werewolves and all sorts of crazy shit in there, you know? And they're just two brothers, you know, just handling it for 11 years, you know? They even stopped the apocalypse once. Like, wow. Like, how do you end up doing that, you know? So.
I used to watch the show on Sci-Fi. It was just called Monsters, and every episode it was something different. And it was just like real old and cheesy and weird. Like, one episode, this girl was like in a cocoon of hair or something. It's just weird.
Like some Species type shit. Remember in Species when she went into that chrysalis and she was like this big blobbing mass? And like and then like she ate that lady that was on the bus. She was like a ticket collector or whatever. I don't know what she was. And like she just like ate her. And like it was like weird, you know. You like any of the Alien movies?
I've only seen like part of one. I don't really like aliens. They bother me. And like the first one, I was just like worried about if the cat was okay. Like my boyfriend watched it. I didn't watch all of it. When it was over, I was just like, did the cat make it?
He went through that little cat door in the back, you know, snuck out, you know, when nobody was looking, you know. Cats, they like when they get sense about those things. They'll get a sense about those things before you do. Like, that's why you ever see in like old-fashioned cartoons or like movies and shit. Like, whenever anything bad happens, it's always like there's like mice, then there's like wolves. And all of a sudden you start seeing like the whole jungle going. And it's like when you start to see them heading that way, like grab your shit and let's go. Like you gotta get out of Dodge at that point. Just like the natural disaster movies, you know. You ever notice, you know what's funny about natural disaster movies? Like the people who always know before it happens, they always try to warn people and try to get people out of the city or whatever. And it's like, why don't they leave? Oh, you know, somebody comes to me like, yeah, man, somebody's going to come and shoot you tomorrow. Okay, I'm not going to be around here. Just thinking out loud here. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the weird things about, like, these disaster movies. Like, why aren't you going to even, like, reports? And they still don't do anything. So what? Oh, what were you going to say?
I was asking if you like The Walking Dead.
Oh, I love The Walking Dead. I did a Skype with Spyke, not last week, it was a week before, where we were talking about WrestleMania, we were talking about the new episode of Dragon Ball Super, and we were talking about The Walking Dead. Did you watch the season finale?
I did. I love Negan. Like, I don't like that he's messing with my people, but I love his personality.
Like, wow. Like, I got chills. Like, I literally got chills. Like, when they opened up the door and like he came out, I was like literally, I'm sitting here and I'm like watching it on my laptop, right? And I'm like when he comes out the door, I'm like, because his presence, like when he opened that door, like you could feel it, like the whole tone of the show changed. Like silence was like dead through the whole ending of that episode. Now, let me ask you a question. When I had my brother Russell on here, he thinks that it's not Carl. Who did he say it was? Who do you remember who died in the comics?
Glenn died in the
Yep,
comics.
it's Glenn. Yeah. He thinks that it's Glenn. I think that it's Eugene. Who do you think it is? What?
I could live without Eugene. I like Abraham. I don't want it to be like, well, Rick's not gonna die. They can't kill Rick. I just don't want it to be like Michonne or somebody. I really like Michonne.
Yeah, I think Michonne's one of the strongest characters on the show. You know, like I think it's Eugene because I think you remember that scene before they got caught, right? And there was that whole moment between Abraham and Eugene where he was like, "Yeah, man, you know, we're survivors." And then that talk he had with Rick, and then especially like that whole scene. That whole scene was like this kiss of death, as I call it. A lot of TV shows will do that. They'll set it up that way and all this big hoopla in order to kill that character at the end. It's like a way of foreshadowing you to what's coming. So that's why I'm thinking Eugene. And then especially if you look at the angles, like his angle was farther off in a darker patch. And if you look at the way that the light was coming from like this direction, and he was standing this direction. So I'm thinking it's Eugene.
I'm worried that they're gonna cut Carl's other eye out because they're like, if anybody moves, cut his eye out, and you like hear somebody scream at the end.
Like I don't. No, you go.
I don't even remember that. It's like he was like, you can blink and you can cry, but like don't scream or don't move. You hear somebody freaking out, so I'm worried they're gonna take Carl's other eye, feed it to Rick.
I'm thinking it's Maggie. No, not Maggie. It wouldn't be Maggie.
Sasha, Rosita.
If it was Eugene, who would it make sense to be then? It would have had to been somebody that was coming from that side.
It could be Rosita. She has like an attachment to.
Oh yes, exactly. That would make sense. Because they've been getting friendly lately. So, who knows? But what did you think of season 6 as a whole?
It was pretty good. Like, it kept me on the edge of my seat. I was like, is season 6 one where Glenn got under the dumpster? Like, wasn't that the first half? Okay, I'm getting everything confused because they split it into, like, halves. But, like, that kept me on edge. And then, like, Daryl getting shot. It's just like, they can't kill Daryl, not like this anyway. It's just like everything keeping you on the edge of your seat in the season.
Yeah, and I thought, I love the way they really built it up. And I had just recently watched season 5. And I love how they do that. They'll start the season off kind of slow. And then it's like, as it goes on, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And I didn't see the whole Negan thing coming, until probably about shortly after they came back from break in February. And they just picked, like, the first half of the season was a little slow, but especially the Morgan episode. Like, I really liked the Morgan episode. You really got his backstory and what he's about. So
he's kind of pissing me off with that all life is precious stuff. But he finally killed for Carol. That made me happy.
See what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, he didn't want to do it, but he had to. And it was either he stopped him or Carol was dead. And at that moment, Carol is more important than this guy. And sometimes, and I think he learned that in that moment, that he's got to get to a point where sometimes he's going to have to pull that trigger. You know, you have to make those tough decisions sometimes. And it's not easy. But it has to be done. Otherwise, it's your own throat. So, and those people, I don't know if you know, but those people that showed up with Carol and Morgan at the end, those are the people from the kingdom. In the comic books, the kingdom is like this group of people. They're more like medieval types. And what they do is they help the people of Alexandria. So it gets like this. There's the people of Alexandria, the hilltop, and the kingdom. And what they do is they join forces to take down Negan, because Negan's forces are so many that they need that many people in order to stop him. So, one of the coolest things that we got coming to The Walking Dead is Ezekiel and the tiger. He's got this big old cool tiger named Shiva. So, like, that's really going to be cool to see. So alrighty. Well, we're glad to have you today, Hannah. Thanks for joining us on Skype with Spyke.
Thank you for having me.
You know, and stay tuned to the Universes Collide TV Facebook group and YouTube channel for her upcoming videos. So, thank you very much for tuning in today. I'm Spyke Von Shadow, and I'll see you next time on Skype with Spyke.